Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Who Should You Choose, the video series where I go through the prior videos, questions, and comments and help you with your HUT lineup decisions. Again, you want to make sure you're subscribed with notifications on to have the best shot at getting your question answered in the next video. And as always, if you want to get your question answered live in real time, just come check me out on Twitch. I go live throughout the week at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/nosleeves12. All right, let's hop into it. All right, 15 minutes on the clock. SNC says, general question about the NHL series. My friend and I both agree this is the only game / series that could enrage us to the point where we are pissed 20-30 minutes after we are completely done playing. No other game in my life, and I am a sweat in many other games, has ever been close to the amount of piss off NHL can achieve. Why is that? And yet I still log in and do it all over again. Also, if we aren't bringing any new game modes, at least let us get a damn leaderboard. I'd love to know my rivals, champs, power plays, and such. Thanks as always. So, oh man, we're gonna get scientifical here. Scientifical. All right, so I also feel this. There are times where I'm playing rivals or champs, and I will just get this blind rage, and a lot of it is because when you lose in NHL, it's a 1v1 game if you're playing HUT, and no one wants to just blame themselves, right? And half the time, there are things outside of your control in NHL. We've all seen the bad goals, things like that. So when that happens, you just want to get mad. You want to blame someone else, and unfortunately, that just leads to a bad experience. But the big issue is that as the game goes along, when it first starts every year, you're chasing something, and every time that you get packs, you're getting a dopamine kick of the pack. You're opening the pack, but as the issue with dopamine is that the more and more you receive it in the same way that you're normally getting it, so by playing pack or by opening up packs, as well as getting wins in rivals or champs, the more and more you do that, you've set the baseline higher and higher. So as the year goes along, you're now, just to get to a spot where you are content, you've got to win every game, and you've got to pull something in your packs essentially to maintain that, like that, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like when you receive a dopamine hit. And this goes for any video game, but the thing that NHL does extremely well for them and terrible for us is that all of their game modes are not really engaging. They just demand you to constantly play. They are engineered to just get you to stay on the game. And that doesn't necessarily mean in a fun way. It just means that you get this feeling where I've got 20 champs games I got to get through in a span of 5 days, right? Even if you lose, you're under a time constraint. You've got a job, you've got kids, you can't really do that. So you've got to just keep playing. And not to mention, hockey is the luckiest sport. Like, I think if we boil it down, the actual game of hockey has more luck in it than any other sport there is. I mean, a blind shot from somewhere can knock off 17 knee pads and end up in the net, right? And when they try to recreate that in a video game, you want ones and zeros. You want expectations. So if my player is here and I'm in this situation and it actually gets through to the player, that should go in. And vice versa. If you're defending something, you don't want some bad luck kick off the skate off of your player's face and in the net. Unfortunately, that's hockey. Like, not the way that it's portrayed in the video game, obviously, with the glitches and things like that. But you get what I'm saying. There are goals. Roberto Luongo once had a goal scored on him when it banked off the ref's schmank. All right? So, like, it's unbelievable. So, that's a big reason as to why you experience this rage. Not to mention you're obsessed with hockey, just like all of us. It's nuts. So, I would love leaderboards. I would just love a change in the HUT cycle. I think that every mode needs a complete once-over. We have had the exact same cycle for 5 years, which I don't think any other video game has expected its player base to play the same thing without a fundamental change in any of those modes. Live moments would be the first, but if you were to rank all of the 5 modes that you can play, live moments would have been the last that people play. I think it's a very good change from offline challenges, but like I said, it's the 5th most important one. So that was a really long question. I apologize, but I like that question. Any guesses on the next advent calendar player? So far, the players' names have been holiday themed, like Frost and Garland. Dude, I didn't even realize that. Yo, you guys are so much smarter than me. 80, and who would be an 85 player with a name that follows that theme? I don't know, is there like an 86 overall Lloyd Christmas? Dude, that's a hilarious catch. Frost and Garland. Let me know in the comment section your guesses here, because I bet you can figure it out. Bonjour, sleeves. I'm free to play and was able to build myself 490 overall team builders. I currently have the cards needed to build a fifth, but I won't be able to build another for a very long time. I was wondering if you would consider the Medano an endgame card in case I'm not able to build myself the sixth. Also, would you build Leclerc playing behind McDavid on my second line, or Regier playing behind Mitchell on my second pair? Thank you for happy holidays. So, first of all, Medano, I don't want to say endgame, but he has the most longevity of any of the cards. Because at some point, you're going to be able to activate both Speed Burst and Accelerator Boost, and he's going to have 97 speed and acceleration. With progression being as slow as it is, Medano is a perfect card. So, yes, I don't want to say endgame, but he has the longest lifespan. In terms of Leclerc would probably be my sixth team builder. Obviously, team context is important. He's been very good. They've all been so good, but Leclerc would be just the one I think impacts the game the least. Maybe even, dude, Shanahan took me so long to get going. I don't know. But no, you definitely want to do Regier. What team builder should I make between Regier and Mitchell? Thanks for all of the content series. Honestly, whoever you like the most. I will say that Willie Mitchell with Silver Quick Pick at least helps with those forced cross creases. They both have 99 body checking, but Regier throws everyone off the puck, so it's whoever you want. Hey, Sleeves, love the content. Keep up the great work. My question is, Hut Champs Packs is the best choice for Team of the Year, Ultimate Choice, or Ultimate Pack? See, I hate this because this is under the assumption you're trying to pull one. I have watched, if you've been a fan of my content and my streams over the last couple of years, my man Nippin' Biscuits, who's a very good player, like a GWC potential qualifier. For 2 years, he has saved up 50 Ultimate Packs. Legitimately, 50. The max you can have in your pack pool is 50, and he has saved up 50 Ultimate Packs 2 years in a row. And every stream, when Team of the Year comes out, he opens them on my stream. Never seen a Team of the Year. So you have to go in assuming you are not going to pull one, which is the smartest way to do it. So the next thing would be, what would give you the best chance to make one? And Ultimate Packs would probably be it, but I think even further, I think Jumbo Elite Players Packs would be, because they're one collectible cheaper than Ultimate Packs, and you get 18 80-plus overall cards instead of 20, which is whatever. So, hey, Slaves, just hope you're doing well. Just wanted to say thanks for the amazing content, because that I have a God Squad, keep the good work, man. I appreciate that, man. I'm happy to hear that my content's helped. Hey, Slaves, I got about 150,000 coins, and I'm looking for a good left or right-handed winger. I have Medano, Shanahan. My defense is great. I'm about halfway to Mario. Loving the content as always. Excited for the new No Money Spent episodes. Thank you, my man. All right, so he needs a left or right-handed winger. You know who's very cheap? Any of the McKinnon cards. Like, he is so good, and they usually give him Unstoppable Force. He's a very, very underpriced card. On top of that, like, base, I know this is probably a long, like, you probably have better cards than this, but base McDavid is still one of the best values in the game. He's got 93 speed. Looking for a good right-handed D-man after a coin. I have no idea who to chase. Preferably someone who can play with Bobby Orr. So if it's someone that's got to play with Bobby Orr, you need a big boy, right? Like, so, for example, my No Money Spent team, what I did is, because I have the two team builders, I've got Regier and Mitchell, and then I have a coin and Makar. So Makar plays with Mitchell, and then on my last pair, I've got Juracek who plays with Orr. So, yeah, I guess it would be Juracek. That'd probably be the best one, because you need someone bigger. At this point, I've noticed that enough cards have Unstoppable Force that if you don't have a big defenseman, if you have two smaller ones, like let's say you have Quinn Hughes and Makar, it's very hard to knock players off the puck now. It's getting difficult. They're still very usable because of their ability to break the puck out and get back and all of that and just be in the way. But yeah, the ability to bump them off, not really there anymore. Yo, Sleeves, I'm feeling like I can't score lately, but I have Gallery of Greats, Ovechkin, Newendike, and X Factor Hughes on line 1. Any tips for getting pucks on the net in competitive? So, I mean, everyone goes through this. I would look at what your go-to goal is. So everyone has a goal that when things break down, this is what you go for. So mine is, if you watch my channel, the far side wrister. It's very basic, but I know that it will go in a lot if you get open and you aim it. Something that I've been messing around with on my streams is I've been trying to like master the overload strategy. I love the strategy of the game, and unfortunately, we've had the same strategies for legitimately 20 games, which again is just something that is unbelievable to say. But if you go back to NHL 04, Mark Crawford has a video, a tutorial at NHL 04 that will walk you through how to do behind the net, crash net, and overload. So in the overload, what I've been doing is in practice mode, you can go in and you can't choose a strategy, but some teams have the overload strategy. You can tell, like the Sharks do. So I go in there, and I've been trying to figure out what will work with the overload. Like, where do players go? And then you can kind of work from there. So one, I will have a YouTube short out today on it. As you guys know, I love tip shots. I love setting them up because A, they're real hockey goals, and B, I think that there is a strategy to it. It's not just blindly firing at the net and hoping for a tip shot. That I think is lame, and it's a Hail Mary. But in the overload, if you bring it back to the point, okay, and if they're skill zoning or bring all their players back into the middle and they're leaving your points open a little bit, if you go back to the point with your 3 men along the boards and your defenseman is a third person there, your far side winger will, if you give it a second, will go in front of the net with a stick on the ice. And if you fire it low when they start to pressure you, the tip shot has been very, very impactful. And again, I think that if you can have more than one go-to goal, that's what, can kind of break you out of a funk. On top of that, just shooting, man. It sounds stupid, but like when you can't score, that's something. Another thing is I change my view. I switch between overload, classic, and zone quite often, and it kind of freshens up the game. Yo, Sleeves, Sleeves, I love the content, and you've helped me be better at the game. For Team of the Year, would it be better to get a card for a player that I don't like or that I don't have, like McDavid, or do the discounted version if Makar gets it and I have his X Factor? So this is the issue. This year, I think Team of the Year is completely wide open, other than McDavid. Everyone has their opinions on who you think it'll be. I'll have my prediction up in a couple weeks, or maybe this week. And because it's 3 forwards, 2 defensemen, you have no idea who they're going to pick and who it's going to be. They take in awards, so players like Erik Karlsson, he might get it. I don't think it's worth risking the investment in trying to get these cards to get a discount. On top of that, it's going to cost you a ton of power collectibles to get these cards up. So I don't know if I would chase it other than McDavid. I would do the X Factor choice back until I got X Factor McDavid, though. I would tell you that. Hey, Saves, I pulled the tradable Lemieux. Should I sell him or use him? I've not started the icon sets for EA. Keep it. It'll cost over $1 million to make it. You can still sell them for $700K. Yes, this is the perfect answer, which I love, guys. If you see a question in here and you know the answer, please. Yes, that would be the correct thing. It costs you $1 million to make, and you can sell them for $700. So I would just keep it. Hey, Sleeves, thoughts on upgrading X Factor? Matthew Tkachuk, I'm at 86. I wonder if I should keep him or re-roll. Thanks for the content. Always my go-to. Early on, he was so good because skating wasn't out of control. Very difficult. Now, because he hasn't got an upgrade. And he's honestly not had a great season. I think he's got 20 points in 29 games. So, that being said, he might get Team of the Year. He still might. Because of his playoff run. I would hold. It's 2 more weeks. Just hold. Ready to obtain some grass? Let's go, dude. Hey, Slaves, thanks for the content. Do you recommend Price or Luongo? I've faced both. I would never invest in them if you're not hut rich, because I don't think a goalie will matter. I think Price is interesting. He's got the best energy combo, and he might be a little bit cheaper. I don't know what the math is. Actually, Luongo is probably cheaper. Whatever one's cheaper. Is it better to go on to Team of the Year with coins or cards? You want cards, because if you go in with coins, you are going to pay the premium. You get all of what we call Christmas noobs, all the people that get it for Christmas. They're rushing out. Maybe they're buying pack stuff to try and get Team of the Year cards. If you go in with coins, it sucks. In my Team of the Year preparation video, I kind of talk about that. You don't want to go in with coins. You want to slowly build up, having 86s, 85s, and 84s, and things like that. If you go in with coins, the only thing that you'll be able to do is buy a Team of the Year card for like $800K, because some of them will get down to under $1 million, but they're tradable, and there's no point in having a tradable Team of the Year card. There just isn't. Would you suggest me building an all Penguins team, as it's my favorite team, but I don't know if my team will be able to compete in Hut Champs? All right, so a perfect example here. My man Bagel Pizza Party in my Discord and on Reddit, he's one of the most knowledgeable people on the market when it comes to Hut. And he runs an all Penguins team, and his team is nasty. So Penguins are 100% you're able to do it for sure. And yes, it's your favorite team. What's up, sleeves? Great content as always. I'm torn on what to do. I have all 3 Tampa Bay or Team Builder D-men, 90 Doughty, 88 Lidstrom for quick pick on the penalty kill, and Patrice Brisebois for accelerated boost. Plus, he's still so good. Just pulled 88 Dobson, 88 Hedman. Tradable. Do I sell or use, especially Hedman because it looks like a hell of a card? I would sell because what are you going to do with the other ones? If you're taking an untradeable card or someone that you've invested in out of your lineup, then there's really no point. Both of those cards are great, but I would sell. Starting to save for Team of the Year, I have 700K. I wonder if I should buy Fodder now or buy them when Team of the Year comes out. You want to buy Fodder when it's cheaper, which is now, and it's starting to go up in price. Sleeves, how does one deal with super aggressive players? I'm trying to get point shots, and they're just all over me. So I've been noticing this a lot too. Also, why do guys in some games feel slow, but in others they feel like a NASCAR? As for what you choose, would you choose cross crease getting nerfed or charging phantom elbows? Cross crease getting nerfed? Not even nerfed, just turn the intercept model back on so that players will make an animation, like close their skates, move their stick, that you can manually defend it. Because if you manually control a defenseman, unless your stick meets the puck perfectly, it will not intercept. Which, even if you're in position, like belly button to the puck carrier, you will not make a move to intercept the pass. So I would definitely nerf that. Or not even nerf it, just turn the pass intercept model back on. In terms of why do games feel slow, it's your connection to the server. You're matching different players on different servers, and it depends on your connection to the server that you've matched. And lastly, how does one deal with super aggressive players? Got to move the puck quickly, passing immediately, or waiting for them to rush at you and moving at the last second. You'll get a lot of people that do that, especially on the breakout. Like if you turn your back to someone on the breakout and they run at you, and all you've got to do is circle around left or right, you've now got a 5-on-4, for example, on the rush. So something to keep in mind there. So, all right, guys, that is going to do it for this episode of Who Should You Choose? Thank you again for watching, and I'll be back more with this week to answer more of your hot questions. But again, be sure to check me out on Twitch, 2 p.m. Eastern time every single day throughout the week. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.